I am completely convinced that 95+% of the world's problems would all be solved if people just knew what their identity was. We always see problems in the world with one gender versus another gender, one race versus another race, one political ideology versus another political ideology. And I believe that all of these problems would be resolved if people just knew what their identity was. We as people tend to find our identity in what our names are, what color we are, where we're born, what school we went to, what job we have, what political party we vote for, and all of these things. And they never help us. And it's the reason why we have so much confusion and so much hatred in the world, is because people don't know what their identities are. They're holding on to one thing or another and thinking that's what makes them who they are. You see it especially with movements like the LGBT movement, with gender and sexuality ideologies where people are confused. We see it in the world where people are so depressed and so anxious and they don't know who they are, what their calling is, what they're supposed to be in life. And a verse that I was reading while I was thinking about this topic is Galatians 3 verse 28, says that there's neither Jew nor Gentile, there's neither man nor woman, neither slave nor free person. We are one in Christ. And as Christians, we need to have an identity in Christ. And this isn't just for people who don't believe in Christianity. This is for my Christian brothers and sisters. Is we sometimes tend to hold our identities in things that aren't Christ, and that's where problems arise. What type of denomination church I'm from, that's your identity. What business I work at, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? All of these type of things, the wars and fighting and protests and people all going nuts, people all having hatred and fighting because we all have these different identities and we're not even sure what they are, or they change, or something that we put our identity into changes. I think it's Matthew chapter 6 verse, I'm not sure the verse, but I'll put it up on the video. It says that our heart, our treasure is where our heart is. And if your heart is with God, your heart is you want to be more like Christ. You want to build a relationship with God and you want to live according to His ways and His will. That is where your treasure is. Your treasure is with God. It's in heaven. But if your heart lies with who you support in an argument or what you believe is the better job to have or the better philosophical identity to subscribe to, that is where your treasure is, and it's never going to fulfill you. Only Jesus can fulfill you, and that's why we need to have an identity in Jesus Christ, because without Him we have none. We have small fake things that we try to hold as us and our identity, and it never holds up. I hope this message helps you, and until tomorrow, God bless.